Bibi Netanyahu was supposed to testify in his corruption hearing today, and then an hour later, he ordered strikes on Gaza.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
I was going to start off talking about Gaza and how,
He just
Israel
the strikes happening right now.
Yeah, because from what I'm understanding, the Palestinians handed over bodies that were unrecognizable after they received bodies that were unrecognizable. They couldn't even identify. They were so badly decomposed. And in the Islamic faith and in the Jewish faith, you have to bury the bodies within 24 hours. Like there's a whole ritual that nobody can do right now. So I'm saying y'all both exchanged bodies that were unrecognizable, but only one set of bodies is now allowing for there to be more strikes on more. What's your understanding of what's going on, Sina?
So there's a couple different ways to look at it. One, maybe the more cynical, at least my cynical take now, I think the more logical one. Bibi Netanyahu was supposed to testify in his corruption hearing today, and then an hour later, he ordered strikes on Gaza. Now,
Okay.
we all should level set as well and know that there will be some killing in a quote unquote ceasefire in Gaza, which I know is like it does not make logical sense, but that's how a lot of these things work. There is some like skirmishes that do happen. The one that happened a couple weeks ago or a week ago, two Israelis they drove over an unexploded Israeli bomb, and then that is what caused them to kill Israelis. The IDF to kill like 90 Palestinians in that recent one. And so now this current iteration, I think, is because of some sort of like skirmish that was happening in southern Gaza. So now they've bombed, I believe, the gates to a hospital. I haven't seen any reports of deaths yet, but I hope this still holds, because if it escalates, then it's a wrap for the ceasefire officially. And so that this is where it's just disgusting.
What
It's
are
a
people
mess.
coming home to though? I'm like what are they?
They're coming
I,
home to
I interview,
devastation right now. Yeah, please.
I had an interview. I did a pre-tape today with Dr. Peter Agri, beautiful human being. This is a scientist, doctor who has traveled the world, sat with Fidel Castro, and he said, the several times that he went to Cuba as a scientific person, the exchange of scientific knowledge, the brilliance of the people. He went to places in Iran where there are scientists as well. And, we have been conditioned here to demonize, and even within this country. So we see if you're Mexican or whatever, you're demonized. If you're black, you're we've demonized whole countries, and at our expense, right? Because while the rest of the world is kind of figuring out how to come together, and elect leaders that might actually progress them into the future, we're here with this, pointing fingers. And also, like, I just think about not just a human life lost, but how many doctors were blown up, how many journalists were blown up, how many people who might have found the cure to something blown up. And he was talking about Castro having a vaccine for cancer that he wasn't really, and he was talking to him when he was 86. This is a country that is 90-something% literate, and they have universal health care, but have been embargoed into poverty, and they don't have an internet, but they've somehow figured out how to cure things. And we won't know about that because we've demonized people that are 90 miles from our borders because of political stuff that I'm not sure we even know the truth about, because people are out there lying. And as you just mentioned, Netanyahu had, and I was just telling people, like right before October 7th, he was being protested very heavily every single day by his people. He was on his way out.
And not just any, like, not like a no king's parade type thing.
No.
I'm talking, they took to the streets the country was about to be flipped upside down by its own people because of this stuff. So that it's like that should not be understated at all. I mean that, yeah.
And maybe 50 years from now, we'll talk about this. It'll be horrific. It'll be maybe talked about like the Holocaust, maybe talked about maybe like the Trail of Tears, but it doesn't bring back the people's lives or their legacy.
I,
And then those people aren't going to be still remembering it.
I think that is the presumption that Netanyahu and his government thinks is that people will look back on this like the Trail of Tears or like something that's kind of a distant memory. But I think the difference is that we live in an age where you can never forget. We live in an age where everything is recorded and there is no like controlling the narrative anymore. The narrative is out there. It has been researched. It has been criticized. It has been, thought through, and people are going to continue to do that. But it can't deny, like, the truth at the end of the day of the horrors that have been created in Gaza, and that will continue to happen. And now the West Bank is like a powdered keg right now, and that could blow up at any second as well too. And I think the administration is kind of like a cheap a cheap fix for short-term gain because they can use their influence in the short run. But at the end of the day, they also come from a very dehumanizing perspective
That's right.
in their negotiations. And so that is not going to be a recipe for lasting peace, in my opinion.
And all you fake Christians who think this is Gog and Magog and you're ushering in the second coming of Jesus.
Oh, the rapture.
I don't know any Jesus. I don't know any scripture that Jesus uttered that would cover you for this.
Yo,
This,
yeah.
yeah. It's almost a little bit antithetical to the message of Jesus, which was love and love your neighbor, your literal neighbor, as yourself.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will